Greg from 3D Printed Solid. Got a bunch of accessories for the Nexus Pro, 6 in total. I have a extended mag release, flared mag well, spring adjuster for the back. We have a separate video. It's already up on our YouTube page, so if you're interested in this, you can check that out. I have a foregrip, front end, and 2 slightly different thumb hole stocks. So this video is to introduce the items and show exactly how to install them, put them all on the gun. So for some of the things, you're going to need a drill, small drill bit. This is a 1/16 drill bit, 3/32 hex key for the front ends, small Phillips head screwdriver, and a slightly larger Phillips head screwdriver for the foregrip. So everything is fairly easy to install. The only slightly difficult part is to remove all the case or the 2 halves of the gun to install the extended mag release. Now the reason why we made an extended mag release is because the one on the gun is, again, it's just like the Spectrum, is not quite as bad, but is so far away from reach, you have to remove your hand off the gun. So the other thing is when I try to get the mag in, I'm always doing this and fiddling around with it. So we made a flared mag well that fits on the bottom here to greatly aid in changing magazines on the gun. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the screws out of the gun. And we're going to remove the spring mechanism here first. Okay, now I think I got all the screws loose. Sometimes you get one that's stuck in there pretty good. There's 2 small clips in the back here. You just want to be careful. I use the trigger, press on the trigger and pull up on the shell. You take a small screwdriver and just push in on this front one. The back one usually unclips by itself. When I was taking the cover off, the spring for the mag release fell out, so typically it just goes like that. So we're going to grab the new extended, take the spring, and it's as simple as that. A simple change. Put the cover back on. going to snap in place in the back here. So you hear it click. That's those two tabs basically aligning. And when I put the screws in, I always reverse them until I feel the notch of the screw going down inside the thread. That way it's you're going back inside the original thread and not stripping or re-threading the shell. So in case you got to take the gun apart again, it makes it much nicer to do that. Okay, we're going to put our spring adjuster back on. Alright, so there you go. It's a lot easier. You don't have to take your full hand off the grip. It's still a little fumble a little bit trying to get these in there, but once we put on the flare mag well. So this is it. Only fits on one way. There's two ridges on the top side that actually grab a hold on both sides. So when you put it on, you just kind of like guide this into the back side and then push from your finger on the inside up and out, and it'll snap in place. Now that's just held on there just for temporary sake. There are 4 set screws, or 4 screws, Phillips head screws, that you will get. Four screws. The 2 long ones go in the front, the 2 short ones go in the back. You can also glue it on if you want to glue it on. It's up to you. But I'm going to take a small drill bit. I think it's around just slightly under 1/8 of an inch, and turn it inside the 2 holes, or 4 total, just to make a little mark on the plastic. Take it off, and then you can kind of see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the ones in the front, there's not a lot of room up there, so you just have to be careful when you drill them. So this is a 1/16 drill bit, and you're just going to go by your mark. Okay, so you have the holes drilled. And you put your extension, your flare back on, and then you drop in the screws. This is a pH 0 times 40 small screwdriver. You see they're down inside there, they're not sticking out. Okay, and then it's secure. Much easier to put it in and out because the flare guides the magazine directly into the well. So we have two down, mag release, flared mag well. And the third one is already finished on this one. We're going to do the foregrip now. The foregrip replaces the original foregrip. Very simple, one screw, Phillips head. So what you need to do is remove the screws in the original. Now if you buy our body kit, or the front end, and you buy the foregrip as well, the foregrip must go on prior to putting the front end on. So essentially it's a Picatinny rail here. I think their dimensions are a little off. When I measured this, it's not quite what it should be, but we've designed the part to fit on their mount. So you just remove this one screw. It's Phillips head. It only can go on one way, and it slides on from the front. And then to secure it in place, put the screw down inside the hole and just snug it down. There you go. Now, if you want to use the original foregrip, that's fine. This one for me is much better than the 90-degree post type. I like this design better. I have large hands. I can get completely around this, and I get a good grip. So that's completely up to you, but this is my style. So the next thing we're going to do is going to put the front end on. Again, very simple. This is basically two pieces. The front safety tip, the main body. We got some dials here that are just kind of for looks, but the body kit really came out nice. This was something that took quite a while. I think it's like 77 hours worth of printing to do one of these. So, and what you want to do is basically you're going to line these three dots here on the gun up with the groove that's in the bottom or in the side of the body kit. So not too hard. And then once you get them lined up, the second thing you want to do is line this part up here, this Picatinny rail, and it slides in place. And there you go. It's not hard. In the top here, there's a few set screws. I use a 3/32 hex key. I'm just going to tighten the one because it's all it needs. doesn't come off. And the grip is meant, basically takes up some of this room here. It's extended down, so it's meant to fit with the body kit. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is put the stock on. Now we have two different kinds of stocks. They're very similar. The only difference between the stocks are, if you are going to be using our modification for the spring, you want to purchase the spring stock. If you're not going to be using this and you have no intention of using any kind of modification for your gun, you can purchase the standard stock. So it's a thumb hole stock. In this case, it will slide on the back buffer basically, and then there's two set screws in the bottom here that you'll snug up. Now I know somebody's probably going to say, why'd you put the set screws in the bottom? They're hard to get at. Well, that's an aesthetic thing for me. If I were going to put them in the top, they're easy to get to, but for me, it doesn't take more than 1 minute to 2 minutes to put the stock on. So once you put it on, it's not that big of a deal. So anyways, it also connects with there'll be two slightly larger screws, Phillips head, that will go through the bottom and will drill 2 holes up into the handle. So this will be the original stock without the spring adjuster on. What the other design is meant for is to go along with the spring adjuster. So there's a lid on the back and an opening that goes completely through, so that once you have the stock on the gun, you just need to, I just have a regular cap screw in here. I have thumb screws on order that should be here, I think, on Monday. So but this flips up, get in there, you make your adjustment, put it back down, you put your thumb screw back in. Same design, has 2 set screws in, 3/32 hex key for them, and then 2 Phillips screws in here. So you take your stock and just slide it on the back. Until it lines up completely flush with the back of the gun. Once you have that, there's 2 set screws in the bottom here. We're going to tighten those in a little bit, but you want to take your I think it's just slightly less than a 1/8 drill bit, and make sure that the center line of the gun matches up with the center line of the stock, and just put your drill bit in there and just take a small couple turns just to leave a mark in the bottom of the gun. Remove the stock, and then you can see in the bottom here there's 2 small marks, one there and one there. And we're just going to drill. This is a 1/16 drill bit. Now these screws are slightly bigger, so you may need to go slightly bigger on the drill bit than you would have for the flared mag well. that worked. So your 1/16 drill bit should be fine as well. So now we're gonna snug these down. It ain't going anywhere. So you have your adjustment here. You can get to your, say you're before the game and you're doing a check of your feet per second on your dart. You just make a small adjustment here to whatever you need for that particular game, and close it back up. Put your thumb screw in the back and close it up. So we have other colors. We have whites, oranges, reds, blacks. There's a couple different color combinations you can purchase. You can mix and match or whatever you're interested in. This is a orange black version. It's a black orange version. We have a white orange, and we also have one that's still on the printer. It's just going to be red orange. So one thing I did want to mention is if you're using the standard straight mags, no worries. If you're using, these are the Hasbro, I think they're 10 or 12 round banana mags. I think they're 12 round. Oh no, they're 10 round banana mags. If you try to use this banana mag on the Nexus Pro, they won't lock in place. If you notice, the banana mags have this extended boss here, and what happens is that hits up inside here. So what I did, if you can look in here, I just took a file and took the corner of this, the back part of the magwell off. And once you do that, they'll fit right in place. So just a FYI, if you guys are using banana mags, they won't fit in the Nexus Pro unless you make that modification. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention is if you have an AF Pro, the pistol, it's the same design for the magwell. So these magwells for the Nexus will also fit the AF. And then you put the 4 screws in, or you glue it. It's up to you. But just wanted to mention that. So we're looking at between. I'm waiting for the thumb screws to come in. They're supposed to be here on Monday, the 10th, and we're looking to have everything up on the 11th. So Tuesday the 11th, we're hoping to have everything up on the website. If you have any questions, send us an email. Thanks for watching.